guys, welcome back to another day at Miss Anna's at-home science lab. Let's get started. Okay, you will be working to earn 5 stars throughout this lesson. Let's watch our anticipatory set to figure out what will we be learning about today.
Did you wash your hands? Yeah. Did you wash your hands? Yeah. Did you wash your hands? Yeah. Did ya? Washing my hands like all day, not touching my face all day. I'm just gonna stay home all day. I'm bored in the house, but I'm okay, cause I got you. Cause I got you. Cause I got you. I'm bored in the house, but I'm okay. Hey, it's Corona time. I'm an influencer, but I don't got influencer. But I'm about to influence ya with this sick flow so ill. But you know the beat is sicker. This pandemic, we can end it. Doing your part to help prevent COVID-19. We are a team. Washing your hands, 20 seconds, front and the back, nooks in the crayons. Stepping way back, 6 feet or more, social distance. Achoo! Bless you. Did you use a tissue?
Remember to wash your hands. 1 hand, 2 hands, 3 hands, 20 seconds. Just wash your hands. Kill all those germs. Okay?
Washing my hands like all day, not touching my face all day. I'm just gonna stay home all day. I'm bored in the house, but I'm okay, cause I got you. Cause I got you. Cause I got you. I'm bored in the house, but I'm okay. Your hands have some germs. They weren't there before. By washing your hands, you are saving the world. You're helping a friend, don't you break that inside. We're all on your side, germs got nowhere to hide. You think you got me, but you don't. I know your weakness and it's soap. You can't defeat me, oh you won't. You think you got me? Nope.
Did you wash your hands yet? Probably not. After this song, I want you to wash your hands with soap for 20 seconds. You got it? Good.
Washing my hands like all day, not touching my face all day. I'm just gonna stay home all day. I'm bored in the house, but I'm okay, cause I got you. Cause I got you. Cause I got you. I'm bored in the house, but I'm okay.
All right, my favorite part of that whole video is this hat. Isn't that hat so fun? All right, so based on that anticipatory set, we need to make a prediction, okay? So the steps to testing an idea are listen to the question that you have coming up, make a prediction on what the lesson will be about, analyze the information that you just watched in the video, and then check your prediction and make a conclusion. Make a choice from the options given. Okay, so based on the anticipatory set, what do you predict we will learn about today? Preventing disease, fire, or hurricane? Make a choice. We will be talking about preventing disease today. Great job. You have earned 1 star. Before we continue with our lesson, let's review the steps for synthesizing knowledge. You need to listen to the teacher, listen to the whole lesson, think about the information now, and then think about the information later on. This will help for you to make connections throughout your life and different settings and different lessons. Here's your I can statement. I can get ready in the morning and I can look and feel clean all day. I can wash my hands and keep clean to help me keep from getting sick. And here is your essential question. What can I do to prevent the spread of disease? Today, we'll be reading a chapter from our attainment curriculum about diseases. Check out these pictures, guys. Wow, that looks like germs that we could see under a microscope. This looks like a vaccination. Oh, and this looks like DNA. You guys may remember that. Here's some of the main ideas from this chapter. Diseases are dangerous and can be fatal, which means some diseases you can even die from. Diseases often come from infections in your body. Oof. Okay. Let's look over some vocabulary terms that we will need to know for this lesson to make sense to us. The first one is disease. A disease is a problem with the body caused by an infection or genes. So genes is something that if you've been in high school, you may have talked about before. We get our genes from our DNA, so usually that comes from our parents. And that's why it's important to go to the doctor, especially if your parents have some known diseases, to check and make sure that you don't have the same genes. Okay, next up we have symptom. You guys probably remember this word from your past lessons in science, but a symptom is a physical problem caused by a disease. Next we have vaccine. This is a substance designed to protect us from a future disease. And pathogen. This is something that invades the body and can make us sick. Check out this picture. Zoomed in under a microscope, this is how diseases could look. Looks like he's in a hospital bed. Oh no, he must have a disease. When the body is not working properly, it is often due to a disease. There are many different diseases, and they can affect the body in different ways. Every disease has certain symptoms associated with it. These symptoms help doctors figure out what disease a person has and how to treat it. Some diseases are very dangerous. Here you can see several pictures. One's showing muscles, so some diseases can affect the muscles or movement in the body. Some can affect the heart or veins throughout the body. Some can affect the stomach, and some can affect the liver. All right, when someone asks you a question, I want you to listen to the question, listen to all your answer choices, think about your choices, use your problem-solving skills, and answer the question by choosing one of the answer choices. Here you will fill in the blank. Blank are dangerous and can be fatal. Is that antibodies, cure, or diseases? Make a choice. Diseases is the correct answer. Diseases can be fatal. All right, you guys have earned 2 stars. You're doing a good job paying attention, hopefully. Okay, here we see someone getting a vaccination. Sometimes we call them shots. Diseases can often make people very sick and possibly lead to death. Vaccines are often very good at preventing diseases caused by infections. Influenza, or the flu, is a common disease that can be controlled with flu vaccinations. Millions of people die every year from diseases, so staying healthy is important. So a vaccination, guys, is just a little bit, a controlled amount of a virus that enters your body, and that helps for your immune system to work at building up a defense mechanism so that when you are exposed or when you're around someone who has that virus, hopefully your body will already know how to fight it off so you won't get sick. Hopefully. They're not always 100%, but they do help to control the virus. Okay, infectious disease. So an infection caused by a germ often leads to disease. This kind of disease is known as an infectious disease. Pathogens are germs that invade the body and can lead to an infectious disease. A pathogen is a virus or microorganism. Pathogens can infect many parts of the body and affect important body systems. We'll learn about important body systems later on this year. Many infectious diseases can be fatal. Diseases can be passed on to other people. We've been talking a lot about that, why it's so important to wash your hands, sneeze or cough into your arm, or wear a mask if you're able to. There are several ways that diseases can be passed on to other people, but they have to at some point get inside the openings in your face for the most part. There are a few other ways, but that is the most common. Okay, let's watch this video and check out how sneezes can travel 75 miles an hour. Whoa, that's like as fast as the cars on the interstate. Sometimes they go even faster.
Are you sick? Don't you dare sneeze on me. Do you know how far your germs can travel? Normally you hold about half a liter of fluid in your lungs. So when you sneeze, you're able to spray as much as a water bottle's worth of mucus into the air around you. It shoots out of your mouth in the form of moist, germ-infested clouds, traveling up to 35 meters per second. That's fast enough to give you a speeding ticket on the highway.
Wow.
Once that cloud hits the air, it expands, breaking up into snotty strings, then a series of different-sized droplets, all trapped in a turbulent gas cloud. One brave group at MIT discovered that the biggest droplets can travel up to 2 meters, about the distance between your desk and 2 desks away. But most other droplets? Those travel much farther, up to 8 meters. That's about 5 desks away. Not only that, the germ-infested gas cloud is less dense than the air around it, so it rises upwards, right to where ventilation systems and other people's unsuspecting noses and mouths await. Even though these are relatively smaller droplets, they're probably still teeming with harmful pathogens, like the flu virus. Even worse, depending on the ventilation, they can spread through a room in just a few seconds, and remain suspended for up to 10 minutes. Now, if you happen to notice someone around you sneeze or cough, you can hold your breath as you move out of range. But during the flu season, that might not even be enough, because there are danger zones everywhere, especially on surfaces like desks, doorknobs, and steel handrails. It turns out the flu virus has been found to survive for 24 hours on a steel surface. And if you touch that surface and don't wash your hands before eating, you may have just gotten infected. So let's say you go into work sick with the flu one day, and you start to sneeze. Now, according to one study, you'll probably only infect 1 to 2 other people. You're clearly showing symptoms of the flu. However, it's going to take a few days for symptoms to show up in other people you've infected. So those poor souls unknowingly also come into work sick over the next few days. And they will potentially infect 1 to 2 more people. In an office of 100 desks, this could mean 10 or 15 sick people by the end of 2 weeks. That's over 10% of the office. And all of it started with just one sick person. You. All thanks to the germ-laden cloud you so generously shared. So the next time you're not feeling great and you're sneezing up a storm, just think about your poor coworkers and take a sick day for yourself and for them.
And same for if you're not feeling well, that is why we really, really encourage you to stay home, because if you aren't feeling well and you are sick, you can easily spread those germs to your classmates, and then you've got the whole class sick. So make sure if something's wrong, you stay home. Better safe than sorry. Okay, and also don't forget to wash your hands. Wet your hands. Apply soap. Wash, wash, wash for 20 seconds. You can pause the video and count to 20 to know what 20 seconds is if you'd like. Rinse well. Dry your hands. And then turn off water with the paper towel. Okay. Many infectious diseases are contagious. Diseases are passed to others in different ways. Influenza, or the flu, like we just learned about in that video, is an airborne disease because it is transmitted through the air. Malaria is a vector-borne disease. These diseases need another organism, such as a mosquito, to pass on the disease. So what is the problem? We have some questions coming our way is what that means. How do you know? What do you need to solve the problem? Do you have all the information? Try to solve. Is it wrong? Try again. That's okay. All right. A disease can be passed on to someone else. A blank disease can be passed on to someone else. Embryo, contagious, or symptom. A contagious disease can be passed on to someone else. Amazing job. You guys have earned 3 stars. So there are several different ways that we could get an infectious disease. For example, there are general transmission ways like through wind or water. And there are animal vectors like through mosquitoes or fleas. Oof. And then there's the human-to-human transmission, like direct or indirect contact, like touching another person, shaking their hand, or touching a place where that person has touched and then it's infected. Could be through droplets, like from someone sneezing or coughing. And then it also could be something that is in the air that is causing that disease. Could already be infected air. Or it could be from food or some contaminated water, something of that nature. Okay. So we're going to learn about some other kinds of diseases. Cancer, for example, is a disease. It is not an infectious disease. You don't catch it from another person, but it is still a disease. And some diseases can even be cured. In fact, many can. Some, though, are fatal, which means they result in death. Remember this word contagious. That means that it is able to be passed on to someone else, which means if a disease is not contagious, it is not able to be passed on to someone else. Okay. Cancer is a common disease where cells divide without control. Here you see where the cells are dividing without control. The word cure means a way to get rid of a disease. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about the disease called cancer. So cancer isn't an infectious disease, and it isn't contagious. Cancer is a disease that results from mutations in the body's DNA. These mutations cause problems with the cell cycle and cell division. Cells begin dividing uncontrollably and produce too many cells in an area, just like in the picture right here. Those cancer cells can then break off and move to other parts of the body. Cancer is common and can be fatal. Tumors are formed from cell division. They can be very dangerous. Let's fill in the blank here. Blank is a disease. Cancer, photosynthesis, or protein. Cancer is a disease. Okay, you guys are doing so great. You have earned 4 stars. We're also going to talk about something called Alzheimer's disease. Now, the brain is affected by Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's generally occurs in elderly people. Alzheimer's is a disease of the brain that affects older people. It isn't contagious. You cannot catch it from someone. Memory problems that worsen over time are the main symptom associated with Alzheimer's disease. Neurons in the brain die, so the brain does not work very well anymore. There is no cure right now for Alzheimer's, and eventually it is fatal. Let's talk about something a little bit happier. Let's talk about curing diseases. Biologists try to find cures for diseases through research. Every disease is different and requires a different cure. Many drugs are available to help get rid of some diseases. Some drugs only stop some of the symptoms, but cannot actually get rid of the disease itself. As biologists find cures to more diseases, people will continue to live longer lives. Let's fill in the blank. Some diseases can be resources, organelles, or cured. Cured. Some diseases can be cured. Antibodies help prevent the body from getting a certain disease. We've talked a little bit about antibodies before. So remember, they are what helps out your body, and they help to fight off that disease. That's what's going on inside. Vaccines are used to prevent the body from getting a specific infectious disease. Vaccines are usually given as a shot at the doctor's office. A vaccine triggers the immune system to make antibodies. These will prevent the germ from infecting the body later. Many vaccinations are for diseases that once killed many people. The vaccinations have made many of these diseases disappear. Vaccines are usually given as injections, like this that you see right here. Okay, blank are designed to prevent people from getting diseases, vaccines, cancer, or fever. Vaccines. That's right. All right, let's take a look at our diversity piece. So we have listened to our lesson. Now let's talk about how it applies in the school, the community, or in the world. All right, you guys see lots of pictures here. Now what these pictures are from diseases that occurred throughout the world in different places and at different times. So here you see people who were infected by the Spanish flu. This was in 1918. So about 100 years ago is when this occurred. Many, many people were sick and many, many people died from the Spanish flu. It's very sad. Also, the Ebola virus. This occurred in 2014, which was just about 6 years ago when this occurred. Here you see many people who are mourning over a person who has not made it out of the Ebola virus. They were so sick that they died. And then you have a team of doctors or medical professionals here who are wearing their suits so that they do not get infected. Okay, down here you see a picture or a drawing of a doctor that did house visits during the Black Plague. This was in 1347, so a very, very long time ago. And the Black Plague was something that infected many, many people. Here's some pictures of some children who had the polio virus. This is a disease that occurred around 1916. And you see the braces that they were wearing. Polio, you can look up poliovirus to learn more if you guys would like to do some research on that and figure out what those braces were for. Okay, the Zika virus. This occurred in 2015. The Zika virus spread through mosquitoes, so it was very, very scary for a good amount of time there to get bitten by a mosquito. Everyone was very afraid of getting a disease. If you guys would like to know more about any of these, it's a great opportunity to do some research in your classrooms and find out some more information about all of these viruses and diseases. Okay, and this is another diversity piece. So this is the vaccinations of the world. So the World Health Organization's database of vaccine requirements covers 193 countries. It does not have any information on enforcement or actual vaccination rates. Below, the map is colored according to the number of distinct vaccinations required, at least in part, by each country. The per country average is a little over 10. Okay, so you can see that there are 14 vaccinations that are recommended or required in the United States of America, as that could compare to 5 that are over here in a part of Africa. And you can see that there are 18 up here in a part of Russia. Wow, lots of different numbers there. Okay, so let's do some review. Steps to critical thinking and problem solving. Listen to the question. Listen to all your answer choices. Think about your choices and answer the question by choosing one of the answer choices. Okay, diseases often come from skin, infections, or vaccines. Infections. Blank are physical problems caused by a disease. Symptoms, pathogen, or cellular respiration. Symptoms, good job. Okay, you guys have earned your 5 stars. Now don't forget that you need to go and complete your Google Form activity for this lesson. Hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.